Everyone, welcome to MindLight's first live stream. I'm Melanie Weinberger. I'm going to be your host, and today we're going to be talking about coaching foundations. And I'm going to give the algorithm a little time to tell everyone that we are live. So I'm going to hang out here. I started a few minutes early, and I'm excited to see you join. I'm also going to send out an email to our list right now. Let everyone know to join. Okay, cool. Just gonna wait till a few more people join. If you're here and you're watching, you can comment on the stream, say hi. If you want to invite anyone to join, you can share the stream or tag people. And I will wait for more people to join. So happy to be here with you all. So today we are talking about coaching foundations, and I'm not sure if this stream is actually going. Let's see. Let's just check. Welcome to the stream. Start a little early to let the algorithm tell everyone that we're here. Okay, let's get started. So if you are just joining, tell us in the comments where you're coming from and hang out with me while we wait for more and more people to join. And while we're waiting, I will tell you the agenda. So today we're going to be talking about the backbone of what we teach all of our practitioners at MindLight, which is something that we call the 5 truths. And the 5 truths, honestly, I don't even know how I operated without them when I first began as a coach. And when I first began as a coach, I really didn't have a lot of experience. I just sort of called myself a coach and started working with people. And the truth about what happened is that my clients didn't stick around very long when I first started as a coach. I had priced myself at $175 an hour, and people who knew and loved me were like, "You're a coach, I would love to work with you." Yes. And I kind of had like 2 tricks. And I tried those 2 tricks to solve every problem my clients had. And what happened was they left. They left after maybe a month or a month and a half, or they left after 3 sessions. And it was a reality check for me. I hadn't studied coaching really. I just knew that it's who I was supposed to be. And I did the fake it till you make it thing. And in the beginning, faking it didn't work. I totally crashed and burned faking it as a coach when I first started. And it's not that I wasn't meant to be a coach. I fucking love coaching. I love it. I am in flow when I work with my clients. Now, at this point in my career, massive transformations happen in sessions with clients. I just helped a client accept their queer part and have a major breakthrough with stopping the repression of that. I help clients break through major negative patterns. I help them love themselves for the first time, help them feel happy. There's nothing better in the world for me, maybe except throwing parties, which if you know me, you know I also love to do. So if this is you, if you're in the beginning of your practice, if you're noticing that the transformations you're offering people, they're not clicking as well as you want them to, if your clients aren't sticking around for super long, or if you just feel really wobbly, if you feel really wobbly in your practice and you want to be stronger, this is for you. Also, if you're a seasoned coach, if you've got a really strong practice and you just want to strengthen your foundations, that's where the strength comes from. Being great foundationally as a coach is where all the strength comes from. If you want to relay down your foundations, this is for you also. So I'm super happy you're here. We're doing 4 of these live streams this month, every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central, and this is the first one. Each one will build on each other, and they'll all stay recorded in the Facebook group, so you can access them at any time. So a little bit about MindLight. Here's the agenda. I'm going to talk a little bit about MindLight quickly, a little bit about me to just give you some context for why we're having this conversation. Then we're going to talk about where do I start as a coach? And I'm going to give you 2 really, really strong starting points. Why become a coach? And then we're going to get into the 5 truths, which again is the starting point for every practitioner training we lead at MindLight. And I'd love for you to have this tool. You get to have this tool. You deserve to have this tool. Okay, so about MindLight. MindLight is an emotional training company, and we have 2 main people that we work with. One is everyday people. We offer one-on-one sessions for anyone who wants support in creating a breakthrough, who wants support in their mental health, who wants support in healing a relationship to something that's really uncomfortable, like my relationship with my body or my relationship to money or my romantic relationship. We kind of sit at this intersection between therapy and coaching. We are not licensed therapists. We are MindLight practitioners, which is its own thing. People have said we are as effective as psychedelics, maybe gentler. As effective, more effective. People have said that they have resolved traumatic experiences or negative patterns that they've been working with a talk therapist on for 10 years in 3 months with MindLight or less. These are what people have said. So we are sort of our own niche, and I invite you to think of us in that way. Really creating sustainable emotional change. So we work with individuals on that. And then the other population that we work with is training practitioners who want to serve that population. And this today is for practitioners or people who are considering becoming a coach, considering becoming a practitioner. Me, who I am, hi, I'm Melanie Lauren Weinberger, and I'm one of the co-founders of this incredible organization, and it kind of blows my mind. We're coming up on our 5-year anniversary this November. It blows my mind where we are today. We've had 53 coaches go through our coach training. We're currently enrolling. We have 18 seats open to start the October training where you would start in trauma resolution. And it's going, it's beautiful. Watching practitioners learn how to heal other people, mind-blowing. One important thing to know about us, MindLight, is that we are really, really, really results-oriented. We are focused on outcomes. You come to us to feel better and be better, and we are laser focused on quality, the quality of the outcome of our sessions, the results of our clients, and on the practitioner level, the amount of care and eyes on you as a practitioner, it's just really high touch, really, really high touch. So let this be your first, if this is your first experience of MindLight, of feeling how much we mean that and how much we're focused on quality. So if you're not yet a coach and you're considering being a coach, why be a coach is a really good thing to explore. And I have 2 things to say about this. First of all, there is just a major supply gap in people who can support the mental health of humanity. A stat I read a year ago is that 1 in 12 people on the planet experience depression. 1 in 12 people. Think about how many people you know. If you know 100 people, that's 10 of them. If you know 1,000 people, it's a little more, it's 1,200, it's 1,000 people. It's 120 of them. And the just on a geographic level, let's pretend Zoom died. On a geographic level, the number of available people who can offer support for feeling better internally, mentally, and emotionally, it's not there. It does not meet the need. Does not meet it. And so we need more. We need more of you. So that's one reason to become a coach, is to be in service to the mental health of the world, helping more people feel better and be better. And imagine your community, if those 120 people, if your 1,000 friends felt better. If you believe that we're all connected, you feel better when they feel better. I feel better when they feel better. You being in service serves me. So if I was just being selfish about it, we need you. I need you. One of my happiest places is being happy, is being in joy, and helping other people feel joy just lights me up. So the other thing I'll say about why to become a coach is because if you're feeling the call, there's almost, it's the jam to be in your calling. It will pull divine energy through you in a way that you've never experienced. It like cleanses every cell in your body to lean back when you're sitting in front of someone, call on universal harmony, call on God to come through you and love the fuck out of the person in front of you. To believe in them so hard that they see no other path than to also believe in themselves. That power of that going through you is sacred. It's sacred. And I personally, just speaking from a case study of what I get to experience this every day when I serve my clients. And if you're feeling called to this work, I want that for you. You deserve that. It's incredible. It's incredible to be sitting in your calling, doing the work that you feel called to do. So if you're like on the edge, teetering, I encourage you to come to these 4 free live streams in the Mind Light group this week and just get a taste, get free education on coaching foundations. Start to dip your toe in the water. I'm not saying quit your job or do, but I'm saying definitely start, definitely lean into your passion because there's no better feeling that you'll have in your body. And also the world needs you. So those are my 2 whys to becoming a coach. Okay, now, where do I start? Where do I start as a coach? So I've got 2 starting points for where to start. I want to start by sharing, I just finished reading a book called The Art of Learning. And I also want to show you my little Mind Light Lightning Bolt logo that's on my wall. So you can feel the vibes in here. Okay. So I just started reading this book, The Art of Learning. Not just started, I'm actually almost finished with it. And it's by a man who is a super young chess pro, just genius chess player, and rose to the top like a Bobby Fischer. And then after that, he became a national and international martial arts champion. And in this book, he lays out how he did it, how he became master of these crafts and won these championships from international players. And one of the main things he says, one of the main things that he focused on is mastering the foundations, the very, very basics of each of these crafts he became the master of. So same goes for coaching. Where you begin is mastering the very, very, very foundations, practicing them, leaning into them, exploring the nuances of them, and getting yourself really strong in them. And that's what we're going to learn today. The 5 truths are very foundational place to start as a coach. So that's one place to start, is mastering the foundations. Learn the foundations. Get curious about the backbone that coaching sits on, what holds it in integrity, what makes it powerful. The second place to start is practicing. The most surefire way to get great at anything is to practice. And specifically in coaching, where you want to start practicing is on yourself. Why that's true, and all of the coaching foundations that we teach at Mind Light, like if you were to enroll in the Institute, the beginning of each elective that you take starts with you practicing on yourself. And the reason for this is because there is no greater way to learn than to experience something. And so for you to experience these modalities, your own coaching modalities on yourself, will be to really know them. So whatever your modality is, whether it's, I'm getting some chats. This is awesome. Working on self has helped me grow as a coach. Yes, working on yourself, Practicing on yourself is the place to start. Before you practice on your first clients, practice on yourself, because you get to see if it works. And when it doesn't work, you get to edit it. And when it does work, you know the experience of it. And when you know with absolute certainty in your bones that something works, how powerfully you sit across from a client in the knowing of what's possible for them, just sitting in the power of the knowing will change their life. Because you won't wobble, you won't be unsure if they can do it, you won't be unsure if your modality works, you will know. Because you have healed yourself. You've healed your own relationship to money, or you've healed your own relationship to your body, or you've resolved a traumatic experience that has kept bubbling up in your mind, or you have lived your values and felt stronger for it, and so you know. So this is where you start as a practitioner. One, learn the foundations and get really, really, really good at them. And the way to do that, the only sure way to get good is to practice. And you practice on you. This is where to start. Is that clear? Is that good? Okay. Coaching from our own experience. Yes, coaching from our own experience. Exactly. And also as a coach, when you're working with clients, I find it really liberating and really lovely to share that you're also always a student of the work. You're also always in the work, working on yourself. I'm always working on myself. Me sitting here teaching you about coaching, I'm not like, I'm not 100% coached, never need coaching again, have solved every life problem. No, I'm always going. This is the work, and this is what we say at Mindlight. Like, of course, we're always expanding. Our spirit has limitless, expansive potential, which means you're always going to be doing things you've never done before. The bar for who you want to be will keep moving. Lillian, my co-founder, and two of my co-founders, I have another co-founder, Tatiana. Lillian, one of them, she and I were just having a conversation about the bar always moves. And you notice that the bar always moves so that you don't get down on yourself. But of course, as your bar moves, you bump into more and more things. And so you're always practicing on yourself, And it's liberating to share that with your clients. It's liberating to let them in, that we're in it together. And you will have more experience because you're practicing on yourself as part of who you are, as part of your profession. And you're holding in absolute truth that they too can transport. So I just want to pause. Is this landing? Is this making sense? Seeing that you work on yourself and watching you grow has been one of my main motivators. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I work on myself hard, guys, hard. If I have a pattern, a negative pattern that keeps repeating, that is holding me back, I'm a visual person. I will write the negative thoughts and patterns on a whiteboard and sit in front of it and tap and sweat and moan and rock and shake until I break it. It could take an hour. And my partner, Scott, he may be watching, might not be watching, he has witnessed me do this work. He's witnessed me sit there and create a breakthrough for myself. And from him watching it, he's actually now enrolled in Mindlight studying, because once you heal something, once you create a breakthrough and you really learn from Mindlight's, and I'm not saying Mindlight's the only place to learn coaching, but it's where you are right now. So I'm speaking on behalf of Mindlight. The modality that we're teaching is sustainable, integrated emotional change. And so if you think about negative patterns coming from within, it's coming from a feeling place and a thought place inside you. If you sustainably shift that emotional set point, and then you start practicing a new set point, you are now a different person. You are not who you were. You get to re-meet the world gets to re-meet you. I feel like Lillian and I are always re-meeting each other and adjusting to who we are now. I'm constantly re-meeting my partner, Scott. He's a completely different Scott than he was 2 months ago from doing this kind of emotionally transformative. Yes, practicing on yourself. Okay. So we're at the point now where I'm going to get into the 5 truths. And this is the foundation. This is the starting point as a coach or a practitioner or a facilitator of well-being, promoting mental health. So to get across from someone in any sort of helping service-oriented capacity, the 5 truths are a foundation that will help you not effort, first of all. They will help you not start a session with someone and wonder what to say or wonder what to do. They will help you give up having to be something and allow you to lean into actually just being yourself and trusting and living these truths on behalf of yourself and on behalf of your client. So it makes it easier. This foundational learning that I'm about to share with you makes it easier. Helps you stop wobbling, helps you stop trying. And it gives you a place to know what to do. It's really helpful. And honestly, I use them all the time. Like there's some moments where I'm with a client and I'm not sure what to say next. And what I do is I give up and I lean back into the 5 truths and then we get back on track. Okay, so I'm going to get into them now. The 5 truths. The first truth. Okay, and I also want to share that I'm going to say these I'm going to try saying these in a lot of different words, a lot of different languaging, and my invitation to you is to land it in your own set of beliefs, to land it in your own set of language that is true for you, and to explore this over the next week, how to make these true for you. So the first truth, and I'm going to write it in chat, is that there is a presiding well-being. There is a presiding well-being in this whole experience of life thing that we're doing. There is a universal harmony holding everything together. Or you could say, God has a plan. Or if the God word triggers you, if that is not something you believe in, you could say, there is a love that rules, or there is a rightness to your being here. There is no accident that your lungs are working without you trying, and that they love breathing exactly what this air is made of. That perfect match, that perfect harmony is what is ruling. There is a rightness to you being alive. There is a rightness to the fact that I'm looking at the trees out this window and they bring me joy. There's no accident in that. There's a harmony here that we're all a part of, and it is presiding. There is a benign benevolence that is something we are all participating in. And this is truth number 1. So from a practitioner seat, when you're sitting across from a client and they are telling you about a problem, you hear the problem as their personal experience, but leaning back into this truth that there's actually harmony in everything helps you not get on their team about their problem. Like, oh yeah, housing prices are going up. What are we gonna do? You probably will never be able to afford a home. We need a riot. Now you're in the problem energy with them, which doesn't create a bridge for them to walk over. It doesn't create a new possibility for them to believe in. It doesn't create the opportunity for them to believe in something else. Truth number 1, there is a presiding well-being. Your client is not broken. The world is not broken. There is an available harmony to tap into. And you get to hold that. They are not broken, their life is not broken, and there is a harmony available for everything. There is a presiding well-being. So this is truth number 1. From the practitioner seat, also, I want to invite you to recognize that your clients will have different language for this as well. Not every client will want to hear the word God or believe in that. Some clients will love that word. Some clients will be really driven by the idea of physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So as a practitioner, you're never imposing your beliefs or your language on your client. We call them truths because, as we all know, truth can only be pointed to. It's something felt and something known personally to you in your own body. And as the facilitator of your client's well-being, you want to speak to their truth. You want to speak to and point to their knowing that there is a presiding well-being, if it serves in that moment. And you hold that bridge for them. This well-being can be found in just slowing down and finding your breath. Like if a client is in panic, if we just slow down and breathe, notice that the floor is not falling out from under you. The chair is still holding you up. Well-being can be found everywhere. Everywhere. Truth number 1, there's a presiding well-being. Does that land for you guys? Am I making sense? Is there a way for you? Is that laying a place for you to explore this for yourself in a way that you can know it? Cool. Truth number 1, there is a presiding well-being. Truth number 2. Truth number 2, we are all connected to this well-being, and we are all connected to each other. Truth number 2, we are all connected to this well-being and to each other. We are this well-being. We are made of this well-being. My blood is flowing because this well-being birthed me into this harmony. This well-being is what is flowing through me right now, speaking to you in flow, without a script. This well-being, when you're a practitioner and you don't know what to say next, and you get lost and you start to wobble, this is where this foundation serves you. It's not about you. You don't have to know anything. You can quit trying to know and lean back into your connection to this universal harmony source and let it speak. Totally drop your agenda of where you need your client to go or how you need them to feel or what a successful session looks like. Get out of your way with having to be smart enough to have the right thing to say or have the right tool, and quit and lean back into your connection, your divine connection, your sacred connection, your infinite connection to this well-being, and let it speak on your behalf. Truth number 2, we are all connected to this well-being, all of us. There's like a plug, you can plug it into the wall and let this electricity flow through you. You can feel it when you meditate. You can feel it when you connect to your breath flowing without you saying in, out, in, out. And we're all connected to each other because we're all connected to this well-being. Same, same, same. And because of this, I'm going to lead you into truth number 3, which is that you are infinitely powerful. Because this universal harmony is directly of you, in you, connected to you, and we're all connected to each other, everything is possible. Infinite potential, infinite power to create, to be, to express, to manifest, to feel, to direct, to be sovereign in your experience of life. And I just love this one because now, again, in the practitioner self, when you're sitting across from your client and you're fully believing that they are infinitely powerful, just think about it if someone was looking at you with those eyes. Like, yeah, and you can. And I know it. And I believe in you with every single ounce of my being that you can go where you're telling me you're meant to go. I know, rooted into the ground, that you're infinitely powerful. What it's like to be looked at in that way. How powerful it is for you to be the practitioner, not agreeing, not budging an inch on your belief in this person's capacity to transform, or this person's capacity to be, to express, to achieve. It's a really, really, really powerful place. If you just do this one thing as a practitioner, believe with every cell and ounce of your body and energy that the person in front of you is infinitely powerful, you will create miracles. You will create the bridge by holding that stance for them to walk over. So again, foundationally, the place to practice this is for you to find in yourself, what known experience do you have in these first three truths, that there's a presiding harmony, that you're connected to it, and everyone is, and you're connected to everyone. That makes you infinitely powerful. You can gather people for support. You can find like-minded people to create together. You can believe that it's all for you. It's all for you. If you tap into the power, if you just say it to myself, it's all for me. Wow, what a receiving place you are in to know for yourself. Truth number 3, we are infinitely powerful. You are infinitely powerful, and your client is infinitely powerful. Now I'm going to go to truth number 5. This truth is just the jam. And if I could make a billboard that was like a mental health PSA, I go to this one, which is all feelings are good feelings. Truth number 4, all feelings are good feelings, or your feelings are your friends, or your feelings are just your power surging through you, giving you messages, giving you wisdom to receive. Sure, there are feelings we don't maybe love to feel, like maybe we don't jam out on guilt and shame. Maybe we don't want to spend hours and hours with them, but they are parts of you. And all of you is good. All of you is good. Every ounce of you is good. And all your feelings are good feelings because they're just parts of you having an experience. And what this truth does is it gives you the space to welcome yourself. It gives you the space to welcome yourself and that thing you feel shameful about, or that thing you feel guilty about, or the sadness that you don't want to experience and you're pushing away. It gives you the space to welcome it in. Because when you welcome in your feelings, what you're actually doing is welcoming in yourself. You're welcoming yourself back home. And you're uniting this energy that's partitioned off back into you so that you can take all of your power to go in the direction you want to go in. All of your power can go towards feeling joy, or can go towards building that business, or can go towards loving your partner, or can go towards whatever it is you're creating from an internal feeling place, or from a I can now hold it in my hands place. So the more we welcome our feelings, and this is something that we train, there's a lot of training for this at Mindlight, whether you do want to become a practitioner or just stick around our Facebook group and listen more or watch our YouTube videos, ways to integrate and be friends with your feelings. There's so much sovereignty there. This is where you could say emotional sovereignty lives. You could say emotional mastery is in understanding that your feelings are just parts of your power and learning how to bring them back in, how to welcome, where are they lodged up, where are they stuck, and how to move them and clear your channel, how to not be afraid of your feelings, how to create space for them. All feelings are good feelings, truth number 4. Now in the practitioner seat, this means when your client is snotty crying, you're applauding. When your client wants to yell and rant about how much they hate that this thing happened, you say, give it to me. Yeah, can you yell louder? Can you shake harder? Bring it. Because that we're letting it through. We're uniting that part of self. You could say this is called parts work. We're letting that part of self express and come back in. And then there's release. And then we can get back to neutral. So as the practitioner, you're welcoming all the feeling places. You're guiding your clients into that welcoming. And there's a whole art there. There's a whole, I could zoom in and we could spend 8 weeks just on guiding your client to feel their feelings fully. Truth number 4, all feelings are good feelings. And now I will go to the last truth, which is truth number 5. And this is that we create from the inside out. We create our reality, we create our experience of life from the inside out. Or sometimes I just say, as within, so without. What this means is that inside each beautiful brain, beautiful heart, beautiful soul, is years and years and years of stories and experiences and learned truths that we're holding and we're shining out onto the world around us. What's happening inside of us, we are shining out onto the world outside of us. It's how we understand things. It's how we make sense of things. Also, from an emotional place, you could say this is how we are creating. I feel sad, and so I'm seeing, it's actually changing my brain chemistry. It's changing what parts of my brain are activated, and it's changing how I see things. I've actually, funny enough, noticed that when I'm in a place of conflict with my partner, he looks different to me. He looks like a less attractive person. And when I'm really in love with my partner, he's hot as fuck. He's like the stunning specimen of a man. Has he actually physically changed in appearance day to day? No. No, is that crazy? It's where I'm coming from that changes the way things look and feel. You're emotional, and in this way we could say we're always emotionally creating. What I'm feeling is changing what and how I can see. And really, like when you're in the reaction state, when you're in a sort of survival emotion like fear or anger, your brain is actually shutting down your capacity for empathy and kindness and compassion because it's wired for survival. It's your animal biology. It's not your fault. It's like the bodies that we were dropped into are just either trying to live or am I going to die? Am I going to live or am I going to die? And these fear states, these reactionary states, emotional states, guilt, shame, fear, anger, even apathy, they give us the perspective of only looking for threats so that we don't die. And when we're looking for threats, what are we not looking for? Love, opportunity, we just can't see it. So as within, so without. Our inner world is giving us our outer world. And this is why emotional sovereignty is so powerful. Because when you really can take responsibility for that, when you really hold this truth, then there's a way that it can feel shitty, like, fuck, it's all my fault, but also, oh, it's all in my power. Lillian has said, if you want to change the world, start with your inner world. And I think there's nothing more true than that. We always go within. If you want to shift the way you're experiencing your job, you're experiencing your car, you're experiencing your kids, go to the roots of where you're generating from. What are the beliefs I'm living out? What are the emotional patterns that are running through my system that are practiced? And how can I make a shift there? Truth number 5, as within, so without. And this is also why, so sitting in the practitioner seat, we're looking for where your client is generating their problems from, where your client is generating their limiting beliefs from. Because that, when we shift the root of where that's planted, when we resolve that trauma, which we can say trauma is just unintegrated emotion, when we can get in touch with that emotional place and neutralize it, then we can create something new. We shift the internal so fully that we can change the human being. We can change the being place. The generating place is the being place in a person. This is magical work. This is deep God work, sacred work. And that, my beautiful friends, those are the 5 truths. I'm going to restate them now. Truth number 1, there's a presiding well-being. There's a beautiful harmony orchestrating everything. Truth number 2, you are connected to this well-being. We are all connected to this well-being. We are all connected to each other. Flowing through all of us is all of us. We are it. We are connected. Truth number 3, because of this connection, you are infinitely powerful. Your client is infinitely powerful, infinite potential. Truth number 4, all feelings are good feelings. All of you is good. Everything your client is experiencing is for their benefit. The ugly cries, the shame, there is a gift in all of it. We welcome all of you. All your feelings are good feelings, even the hard ones. Full range of human experience is good. And then the last truth, truth number 5, our inner world gives us the experience of our outer world. We create from the inside out. Okay, so that's it. That's your foundational training for today. And I want to invite you to really deeply explore these truths and find how they're real for you. Find where they tack into your bones, into your organs, into when have you actually experienced this presiding harmony? Take the truths on a walk. Really get to know them. Really get to love them. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am available for questions, and I'll hang out right now. If you have any questions, as far as I'm a beginning coach and I don't know what you mean, or that didn't make sense, or you're not a beginning coach and you just want to ask some questions around coaching, or questions about Mindlight, questions about me, you can ask me to stand up on this chair, do something silly, anything you want. I'm here right now, live, and I'm happy to be with you. Okay, if there's no questions, blessings to you. Thank you for joining. Join again next Tuesday at 12 Central in this Facebook group. We'll be talking about how to help your client through an intense negative emotion when they're right in front of you having it. I'll share with you techniques for that. And I love you, and I will see you soon. Thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful